Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for the next 6 months. This is going to be from now until the end of the year, and that's going to be that. So let's see here, Aquarius, what is going on for you at this time. Definitely a major focus on the future. It's funny, you have this let it go card, and then you have the North Node, which says future on it. So I do feel a lot of you are just like ready. I don't think it's so much like a focus on the future as much as I feel you're just like ready. You're just ready for things to change. I also don't think it's a coincidence that you have the Wheel of Fortune here. I'm pretty sure one of the most recent readings that I've done for you, I'm shooting this on May 21st. So if you're wondering what I'm talking about, it was probably before May 21st. I feel one of your most recent readings was all about like your destiny and like what is your destiny, what are you supposed to be doing in your life, all that other good stuff. And it seems to me like you're very focused on, kind of, I don't want to say doing the right thing, because I lived that way for a very long period of time. And the reason I'm saying this is I feel it a little bit here where it's like, I don't think we should do the wrong thing either, but sometimes I think we can get too caught up in like, is this the right action I'm supposed to take? Is this the right thing I'm supposed to do? Then we don't do anything because we're like so afraid of taking an action. And again, like I said, I lived my life like that for years, right? I don't even know how long, a long time. And nothing happened, right? I was very stuck for a very long period of time. So you have this mending card here in your first position. And I kind of feel like that's what you've been dealing with, is like doing the right thing, making the right call, doing the right decision. And that's been taking you a little bit away from, kind of like the magic of life, allowing yourself to discover life and allowing yourself to figure out what to do. So I do feel like that could be what is going on here as far as a healing is concerned. I feel mostly you are healing personally with this card, and you have been healing for a long time. I do feel like you've experienced loss, like some regrets as well here with the Five of Cups. I'm not saying these are like regrets as in like you regret doing something, but I don't know. I just like, I think we all have those regrets through life. Like we lose a person maybe and we feel like we should have spent more time with them. Just like things like that is what you've maybe experienced over the past year or so, maybe the past like couple of years. And the good news is you have the Five of Cups. Number one is that you're healing. You have that mending card. But number two, you have the Wheel of Fortune, which to me says you're taking control of your destiny. You show up right here, Aquarius. So you're on the card. And I kind of feel you're more focused on like what is your personal vision for your life. For a small percentage of you, I feel like you are very stuck in the darkness. And again, I feel like if you're trying to climb your way out of the darkness, I would say focus on your personal vision for your life. And if you don't know what your personal vision for your life is, that's okay as well, right? You just have to start finding things that you enjoy. You have to start small. You have to not beat yourself up for it either. Number one, because I did that too. But I feel like you have to start small, and trust me, as someone who has done it, as someone who has lived it, it doesn't matter how dark things are, you can climb out, trust me. And number three, the good news is that you have the Ten of Wands, by the way, because the Ten of Wands, he's carrying a heavy burden. He's carrying all that weight on his back, but he's about to reach this home down here. That's his home. And this represents a harvest, actually, that he is having. He planted those wands in his field, and now he's harvesting them. He's bringing them home. So the Ten of Wands can be a burden, but he's about to have a reward as well for all the hard work that he has done. Next, you have the Let It Go card. Kind of interesting because I put this card immediately. It popped into my head that this is a lesson that you've been learning for a long time. Like just being able to let something go, just being able to release things. I don't know if you've ever had like a problem or a challenge where it just kind of like dominates your day and your thoughts and in extended periods of time as well, where you almost have to focus on it, right? That's popping into my head here. So if you've been dealing with any big issues or problems that kind of have been almost consuming your life, I feel that you are removing a problem from your life that has kind of taken up a lot of time, has taken up a lot of your effort or something like that. It could be a person for some of you, not even just love, by the way, it could be like a family member or an issue with a person, or, take it how it resonates. But I kind of feel this black cloud lifting with the Let It Go card. I feel that for a lot of you, that part of it is you moving away from the black cloud. So, again, 10 of Wands is a burden. Sometimes I think there are black clouds in our life and we have to be the one to walk away, right? I feel like that's part of it. The other part of it is you just have to live life. And sometimes I think we get to this point where it's like, if we're dealing with a person, for example, who has a lot of problems, and I feel like this came up in like one of your more recent readings, it's like, there's only so much we can do. Eventually we have to walk away. And I kind of get that feeling here. You have the 5 of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the 2 of Wands. I love this because, number one, I feel that the Queen of Swords is saying that you see things clearly. She only has clouds halfway up her body on this card, and it represents the fact that she's finally seeing clearly like what needs to be done, what changes she needs to make, and what she needs to do to set herself free. So I feel like you finally see what you need to do to be set free. With the Queen of the Queen of Swords, I also feel that you are taking the lead as well. You see, he is standing at the top of a castle on the 2 of Wands, and he's standing where he has always been, but he has the whole world in his hands. I feel that you're starting to realize this. For some of you, I feel like you're realizing that something has that you've allowed something to kind of like steal your, not your joy or happiness, but just your opportunity to have experiences. For some of you, I feel this could also be work related, where it's like maybe you have a job or a business or something that just takes up too much time. And I feel like you're doing something that is much more exciting, much more adventurous. And it's going to be a risk. You have the 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands is conflict and competition, but I always say 5 of Wands to me is a card I call Indiana Jones. It's like one of those cards where, to me, it represents going on some sort of crazy adventure and getting a reward or finding something. And so it could represent taking a risk, like quitting your job and starting a business, or, doing something else. And I think these are scary things for people to do. The thought of just releasing something, letting something go, and just hoping that something falls into place. And people tell me how scared they are to do those things. And I get it. We have to pay bills and all this other stuff. But, I don't know. I'm just like, I always tell a story. I saw someone get hit and killed like right up the road when I was a teenager up the road from where my office is now. And I always tell a story that it was crazy because it's like a very slow road. It's not somewhere, and the person wasn't even speeding, right? They were going the speed limit and everything. And, it's just crazy how quickly life can be taken from you. And it's one of those, that's one of those moments that happened to me in my life where I was like, holy shit, I better do the things I want to do and not like hesitate because I could be gone. Like just like that, right? So I feel, unless you've had one of those experiences, I feel like it's definitely hard to just like take crazy risks. And I don't even think that I take crazy risks, right? But there have been times like, I always tell a story. When I was younger, I had a business, and I was watching Gary Vee actually, and he was talking about not being completely happy. And I decided, I was like, I'm not even 90% happy, doing what I'm doing. So I just quit. I just up and left, right? Quit it. So, and just stopped doing it. And then I started this. So, which is much better for me. So, I feel that some of you are kind of like releasing something, but what you're actually doing, and maybe it feels like a loss is what I'm trying to say here, but you're actually gaining a lot. I feel like you're gaining a lot of freedom and all this other stuff. You have this Into Me I See card, intimacy, basically. And I feel like some of you need to do a deep dive into yourself and like figure out what do you really want? Like what is most important to you in your life? And I feel you need to kind of make some decisions based off of that. And that's what I'd be doing here. I do feel like a lot of people are returning to themselves right now. I think it's no coincidence, for example, that a bunch of people either got laid off or just stopped working during COVID, right? Because I feel like it's like the universe wanted people to return to themselves and say like, are you really this career or this job? Do you want this, or do you want something else? Or do you want a family, or do you want to start your own business, right? And so I feel like what we're about to see happen, especially starting the second half of this year, is people making those decisions, being like, what? I hate this stupid job. I hate my boss who's dumber than me. I'm going to go do something else, right? And I feel people are going to start making those decisions. You're probably going to be one of the first people to make those decisions. I've been telling you this for like months. We had all this energy in Aquarius. We still have Saturn in Aquarius for now. And to me, Aquarius is all about being a star, being an inspiration to other people. So I feel like you are going to be one of the first signs to do it. You have the 9 of Wands, the 4 of Swords, and the 3 of Cups. I do feel there's some sort of celebration coming in for you here. Probably just like one of your ideas working out is what I'm getting. I also feel like a lot of social energy here on the 3 of Cups, but I feel you need to open up to it. So you have the Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Wands is like needing to not give up. So I feel like you need to keep pushing at this time with the Nine of Wands, probably towards your personal vision for your life, whatever you see that you want to have. You have the Four of Swords, which is a card of recovery. You've definitely been going through a period of recovery, but really I feel it's time more to take action, because you have this North Node card, which says the future. Like I said, I feel like you're very focused on the future, but not like you're, again, I think sometimes people take that as like you're not focused on the present, and everybody's always like, you have to be present. Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're like living in the future, but I am saying I feel like you're very focused on creating a future that you want to live, and I feel like that's very important. So that's what you're doing with this energy. And I feel like you're ready for it. You have the Fool. The Fool, he's ready for a new cycle. He even has this tiny little sack on his back here. And that tiny little sack, it kind of represents the fact that he has everything he needs right here, right between his 2 ears. He doesn't need anything else. He can just get going. He can get moving on his journey, and he will be very successful. You have the Temperance card. Again, I've been encouraging people to realize that, and I don't care what you're starting this year, for the rest of the year, and even into 2025. Everything that you start, just be willing to make changes. The Temperance is turning one thing into another. It's a card of transformation. But I feel like if the kind of like the kiss of death right now is if we set out with expectations, if we set out on a journey to start a business and we think, I'm going to reach this finish line and it's going to look like this, not going to work, right? I feel like the universe is requiring us to be very, very flexible right now. You might start out to do a podcast, for example. You might start a YouTube channel. It might end as a YouTube channel in the future. It's like the Temperance card, I feel like, is saying, like, what you're going to start right now, the things you're going to be entering into, they are going to transform. They are living, breathing organisms. They're going to turn into other things, including relationships, right? You might enter into a relationship and it might start as one thing and it might turn into something else. It might turn into something greater, And you might turn into your life turning into something you never thought it would turn into. But if we're not flexible, if we don't say, hey, I'm open to experiencing this and seeing what happens, then we're just not going to have the experience. So obviously, don't stay in situations that you don't want to stay in. But, if you are in a positive situation, I feel like there's a difference between, staying in something you don't want to be in and being in a situation where you're just kind of like open to exploring, especially in relationships. It's like you might enter into something, you might think, we're both going to have careers, we're going to do this, but it might turn into having children and buying a farm and working on a farm, right? I don't know. Something. Why am I obsessed with farms? I don't even like farms, but it's always the example I use. I don't know why. But what I would say here is that, it could turn into that. And it's just about being open to it. Does it say you have to stay? No, it doesn't. But, you never know. Finally, you have the King of Cups. I feel like this is love entering into your life. I feel like saying, these are the words that are popping into my head. I keep coming back to this. Like, these are the words that are popping into my head, Aquarius. Like, I feel like you're saying, I keep coming back to this. I'm not saying it's a person, by the way. It could be a person for some of you, but there's something that it has multiple layers. Sometimes I look at the King of Cups as an onion. Sometimes I look at him as something that has multiple layers to him. He has the deepest emotions out of any of the, court cards in the tarot. And I feel there is either a situation, number one, with a person who has multiple layers. It's like the more you think you know, the less you know with this person. So if this is a person, I'm not saying it's someone from the past. It could just be a person you're with right now or a person that you've been dealing with for a while. I feel like the more you think you know, the less you actually know about this person. I mean that in the best way possible. I feel this is a very complex person. And so if this is love, I feel there could be either you have a very complex person in your life right now, or you're about to discover someone who's very, very complex. If this is a situation, this isn't an adventure, and I'm going to show you this right here. He has this boat behind him right above my finger. The boat on the King of Cups represents an experience or an adventure going to uncharted territory. That's what it means on the King of Cups, going somewhere you've never been before. So I feel like for some of you, there's something that still has more to be explored. Could be like a business idea, a job, whatever. And again, with the Temperance card, the more flexible you can be, the better, is what I feel there. So weird. Let's see where this is going. With the Five of Cups, you have the King of Wands. Some of you, I do literally feel this is saying that you feel you've made some mistakes with a fire sign, and I feel there's a lot of conflict in that situation. I feel like you're putting up boundaries. You're ready for a new beginning. It's pretty clear to me right here. Literally, a lot of conflict with this person. You're putting up boundaries. You're ready for something new with the Fool card. So if you've been dealing with a fire sign, I feel like you're probably moving away. You're either ending a cycle or you're walking away from this person, moving towards something new. For others, I feel this is asking you to be bold and assertive. I keep encouraging people, it's kind of like a little side note, intuitive side note, right? It's like, if you want to raise this, you're going to have to ask for it. I've said this a million times before. If you want to raise in work, you're going to have to ask for it. King of Wands, be bold, be assertive, ask for what you want. If you want a new job, you're going to have to be more aggressive. I keep telling people, don't take no for an answer this year. It's like if you go to a job and they don't hire you, I would say if there was ever a year where you could go for a job that you really want, they don't hire you, but then you could get it in the future, it would be this year. That's why, I keep encouraging people to follow up and be like, oh, okay, what do I need to do to get this job? It's like, don't take no for an answer. And, having the guts to do that is, I feel, super important, not just this year actually, but until 2025. Again, I feel like things are it's a very open-ended energy. And again, fortune favors the bold. I've said this a million times in readings because, again, this year I really feel fortune favors the bold. And the people who follow up, the people who, squeaky wheel gets the grease, as they say, right? The people who are willing to put in the work are going to be the ones that are super successful. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Lovers. There's definitely some sort of cycle with love. I don't know what type of cycle this is, but for some of you, it's with this Onion person over here, this King of Cups. Could be a water sign. I'm not picking up on any sign yet in particular, so take it how it resonates. But I feel like you feel like you explore this person's depths, but there's more to it. Very weird feeling. For some of you, this could be the cycle you're going through. For others, again, I feel like you're ending a cycle. The Lovers traditionally was being at a crossroads and picking the new path, So I feel like you could be picking the new path in love. And you have that Let It Go card, so you could be letting something go. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Page of Swords. Again, some of you could be dealing with a person, again, for some of you, I feel like this is involving children, and that could be why you're having a hard time letting go of something from the past. It could be involving children. For others, I just feel the Page of Swords is just talking about, someone kind of being in your energy. It's kind of weird. I don't get spying energy. I just get the person in your energy. So if you're dealing with a person from the past, if you're, this is why I always tell people, people always ask me all the time, can I be friends with an ex? And I would say, well, really, no. You can do whatever you want. I'm not here to tell you what to do, but the problem being friends with an ex is that the energy is still there, especially if you've been intimate with a person, it's hard to then make space for someone new, So I don't recommend it. Again, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying here. And again, that's what that feels like to me. With the Five of Wands, you have the Three of Pentacles. Teamwork makes the dream work, as always. I'm a big fan of teamwork this year. I just feel, just in general, that there's just so many benefits to working on a team. It's crazy. So I would be doing anything you can to work on a team, in business and work, in love, looking at it as a team where you're working on a team, you're helping each other out, all that other stuff. As I've been saying also, I truly believe we're going from, competitive Five of Wands to co-creative Three of Pentacles. We are going from one energy to another. That does not mean that there still won't be competitive energy that exists. It just means the balance is shifting. We're kind of I believe moving more towards a co-creative type of thing. It's gone are the days where you're going to be able to start a business where you're killing baby seals, polluting the environment, and all that other stuff, right? And so those days don't exist anymore. That's competitive. We're moving towards co-creative. It's how can I create a business that, lifts up the baby seals, takes care of them, moisturizes their skin, and also supports the environment and is successful, right? So we're moving more towards that. And so I feel any type of relationship you're entering into, business or otherwise, how can it be co-creative is what the Three of Pentacles. How can you create something that's a win-win-win-win-win for everything involved, right? With the Queen of Swords, you have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is a card of expansion. Everybody's been getting the Three of Wands. I would be thinking expansion right now. How can I make this 100 times bigger than it is right now? And I'm a big fan of that. Why? I feel like people need big things right now. They need they need inspiration. They need to be inspired by something. So it's like, if you're going to set out to start a YouTube channel, how can you have 10 million subscribers, right? I would keep that main big goal, and then I would start taking the small steps to get there. I keep telling people with Neptune and Pisces as well, have the big crazy goal in mind, but then break it down to the small steps. Neptune and Pisces, I said it to someone else, I'm going to say it to you. It might have been Pisces actually, but if there was ever a time where you could like manifest your wildest dreams, something that seems like an illusion, it would be right now. The trick is maintain the big vision, break it down to its smallest pieces. If you just maintain the big vision, your brain's just gonna be like, no, it's too impossible. If you start taking those tiny little steps, it becomes more and more and more and more possible until you actually accomplish the goal. So, that's what I would encourage you to do here. With the Two of Wands, you have the Two of Pentacles, put in the work. I mean, like literally taking the small steps, right? So I would start taking the small steps. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Six of Pentacles. Yes, just start planting seeds. And exactly what I was saying. Nine of Wands is probably something that you can't give up on. If you have a repetitive dream, something that you keep imagining that you want to accomplish, I would just start planting the seeds with the Six of Pentacles. You will be, doesn't even want to focus. You will be successful. Whatever, I quit. With the Four of Swords, you have the Chariot, victory coming in for you. Some of you, I feel like there's going to be a lot of victories and moving. Three of Wands, the Chariot as well. And you have the Two of Wands, which is interesting. And the Fool, look at this. I mean, like literally, the Two of Wands, Chariot, Fool. It's like moving could be a victory for you. I keep saying to mostly Pisces, but you're born very close to Pisces, so the energy could be beneficial to you. It's like a move could be very beneficial. You might move and get some additional benefits, and that's what this looks like to me. With the Three of Cups, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like a change here. It's like you're not getting, for some of you, for a small percentage of you, I feel like I've said this to you before. It's like, for some of you, I feel like you're in a situation where it's like you're not getting anything, neither is the other person. It's like two losers, and I'm not calling you a loser, but it's like, but both people are losing from a situation. Here, I don't know, like, it keeps popping into my head. I'm pretty sure I said it to you in your last reading. If you have a situation like that in your life where it's like both people are losing, then I would look at how you can win. Or do you need to leave a situation? Do you need to move on from a situation or move towards something new? Here's the thing with the Seven of Pentacles. It can say both people are losing from a situation, but can you change something? Seven of Pentacles doesn't say, I always like to tell people, it's like, tarot is not a prison sentence. It doesn't say both people are losers, you're screwed. It says both people are losing right now. What can change? Maybe nothing. And so then the answer is to leave, by the way, if you're in a situation where both people aren't getting something that they want. Again, that's what this looks like to me. But maybe something could change. Maybe you could work on a relationship if this is a relationship. Maybe this is a job or a business and you want a raise or a promotion and your boss said no. So Seven of Pentacles would say, go to your boss and say, what can I do to get a raise or promotion? If they say nothing, then you quit and go get something else, right? Or you start looking for a new job where they value the work that you do, right? So Seven of Pentacles says there are like multiple options on how you can improve upon a situation, but you have to be honest about the situation as it exists right now. He's saying 7 Pentacles is not enough for me. I want 8. So he has to look at the situation and say, what can I do to get the 8th Pentacle? And that's what I feel like you're doing here. So again, wouldn't call you a loser. I just feel like you're trying to leave a situation where there are 2 people who are losing. Or it doesn't even have to be another person. I mean, well, really, if you have a boss that's negative like that, they are losing as well. They're losing out on a good employee. They're losing out on, potential whatever. Again, co-creative. That's what I'd be thinking with that 3 Pentacles. With the Fool, you have the 5 of Cups. I would let go of the regrets. Look at this. See, 5 of Cups, King of Wands, 5 of Cups, Fool over here. I feel like some of you are worried too much. I think I said this at the beginning of the reading. Too much like thinking about regrets or the potential for regrets. Too much. I think you have to not worry so much about things that are external to you with that Into Me I See card there. I feel like you could be like putting yourself too much in other people's shoes and allowing that to make decisions for you. I feel like that 5 of Cups is saying like, what do you want, in your life, and then kind of get it to match your outside world. With the Temperance card, you have the Death card. Definitely, a change coming in for you. We already know this. So, pretty big transformation coming in for you, I would say. And I feel like it's a result of this last card here. I'm actually going to give this a good shuffle because I feel like the King of Cups is kind of the answer of all the answers for you. You have the 3 of Swords, heartbreak. This is like walking away from something. But what I would say here is I feel like the King of Cups needs to be explored. I don't even think it's a person. Again, I feel like it's an onion. It's something that has multiple layers in your life. For some of you, it could be a person, but for most of you, it's something that has to be explored. An idea, a wish, a dream, a goal. And I feel like you need to explore those depths, is what that is saying. The Three of Swords is saying that you're going to have to leave something to be able to explore the onion, right? The reason I feel this is because 5 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords, Chariot. You're gonna, and there's all sorts of stuff over here where it's like you're gonna have to leave one thing behind to be able to explore something that you truly want to explore. And pretty deep reading is what I would say to you here, Aquarius. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.